Tonda, good morning.
Good morning.
How have the last 48 hours been for you? Because by any standards, even for a manager who's been doing the job 20 years, Saturday was one of those days which people will remember for quite a long time.
Nice Saturday, yes. Went home, started to watch some Leicester games, and the full focus is on tomorrow night.
Have you given yourself time to think about what you've done over the last few weeks and how you have either got things right or got things wrong, or what you've learnt about yourself as a manager since you took over?
Well, I think that's a constant process for myself, for the team. We do this every day. And that has been no different from the last game than it was to the ones before.
People from the outside will say you're making football management look easy. 3 games, 3 wins. But of course it isn't easy. There's a lot that goes on behind the results of the games, isn't there? And I guess for you, that's what you're learning probably more than anything, is it? Just how time consuming it is?
Yeah, to be fair, if you look at the 21 schedule, they have 3 games only in December, so it's quite a big change for this month. Yes, but I love to watch football, I love to prepare football games, so there's nothing to complain about.
No. But you must be enjoying the challenge, yes? I mean, from pitting what you've learnt as a coach and everything and being able to put it into practice at a high level, must be pretty exciting, isn't it? For you to see it work as well.
No, I think it always comes down to understanding the players that are available, to understand where they do have their qualities, and we do have a lot of quality in this building, and then to find ways to bring them in moments where they can expose that.
One of the things that the team showed on Saturday and recently, for some of us talking about the team, is that you have had players playing more in their positions and not looking like they're disorganised. The detail has been really good, especially on Saturday. Players like Cameron Bragg playing his role specifically. Is that something you work on a lot, where the shape and the roles of each player, making sure they know their responsibilities with and without the ball constantly, or their freedoms they've got?
Yes. For me, clarity in the roles is key, and we are not just talking about the on-pitch roles and the tactical work. I think if you talk about roles within a team, that goes a lot further. And I try to be as clear as I can be, and yes, that is true for moments in the game, and I think it helps you to control transition moments, and that's a big thing in the championship, but it continues also to the roles off the pitch.
It's interesting, isn't it, that more discipline creates more freedom in a way. So that if everyone does their roles better, it actually creates a football style that actually has more flow about it. Looks more defined.
Yeah, well, there's different ways, I think, of creating that flow. I think it is very important for the players to know in which spaces they are potentially going to have time on the ball, and which spaces of the pitch they might have pressure, and what that means for the players around them. And that is going to look a lot different tomorrow than it did on Saturday, for example. And I see it as my job to prepare them in the best way, knowing what's coming up.
What do you make of Leicester City, his 2 clubs who were in the Premier League last season, who struggled and now are trying to rebuild again, which is your job? They seem to have improved lately again and got their season back on track a bit. How do you view Leicester when you look at them and the quality of the players and the way they are?
Well, it's an excellent team. I think you can see at the beginning of the season that it is never easy to get the ground running, no matter where you come from. And now they come with back-to-back wins. So definitely there will be a team full of confidence, and there'll be a big challenge for us to match that.
They obviously have been playing with a back four and a different system, and their wide players are very talented. We know that. So it makes me wonder how much you focus on you and how much you worry about them. Some managers say, well, don't worry about the opponent, it's all about what we do. So, but you have to have a game plan, don't you, to stop them?
Yeah, it's in the end, it's always both. Always needs two teams to play a game of football, and need to know what's coming up, and also to respect that there's some quality on the other side. And yeah, again, I think that the game will look completely different to what we've seen on Saturday, and we will need to be prepared to play a completely different game.
One of the things, from the outside, you look at Charlton, you say, well, Charlton came to play, they pressed, they exposed themselves a bit, and you took advantage and outwitted them the way you plotted the game. But we've seen so often at St Mary's, teams come and not play and come and sit behind the ball and low block it. What are you expecting from Leicester? Because they will think they're a big club as well in the league. Is it better for you in a way if they do come out and play?
Well, we're going to be prepared for both. We're going to be prepared for both. Again, I think it's going to be very different to what we've seen on Saturday. The setup in their press obviously is a lot different than playing against a different shape. It's a lot different. I think the references on the pitch are a lot different. The spaces are going to be somewhere else compared to Saturday. So yes, we need to be ready for that.
And just your belief about squad rotation. I could share with you, as maybe an older person, I think when you win you keep going, whereas some people now in the modern game will go, well, players need to come out, come back in, come out, come back in. You've got 3 games in a week, but you also have this momentum. So how do you balance fitness and that momentum and keeping it with squad decisions, player decisions?
Well, the good thing is, and a big compliment to everyone in the recruitment team, I think that we have a very good squad with a lot of players in there that are able to play on a good level. And that is not just for the players who started the season in the first team, but as you can see, also players coming through the academy. So it is nice to have the option to change. But I'm also with you that if things go in a good direction, it sometimes helps to stay a little bit more consistent.
Any injuries surfaced since the weekend? Anything changed on the injury front, or are we as we were before Saturday?
Until this morning, nothing. I just got the info that Ryan Fraser is having a little bit of a sickness, so I assume that he will be out for tomorrow. For the rest, everything as it was on the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So 10:30, I think.
Hi Tom, Adam touched on it a little bit, but we've seen Tom Fellows and Ryan Manning as really key players getting forward for you in these 3 games. And he mentioned sort of Fatal with Madadidi. How did Tom and Ryan manage those 2 players but still get forward, still provide the assists and goals?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some matchups that are interesting to see tomorrow, but in the end for me it's a team effort. If we exclusively think about the 1v1 situations, then you can see that they have quality to hurt you no matter who the player is that comes up against. So it'll be more the team effort that and the structure we find to stop them.
Are you bumping into Saints fans in the city or in Winchester? And if you are, what are they sort of saying to you?
Not too much so far, but there hasn't been too much spare time, to be honest. So it's been a lot of work, a lot of watching games lately. 3 meals here at Staplewood and not too much going out.
Would you normally get home on a game on a Saturday night and watch the next game, or is that purely because there is no time in between the 2 games?
I think every manager is different. There are some, I think, that can start to watch the team coming up before you have actually played that game. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. I don't have the quality to start watching Leicester too much before the last game is finished, which means then that there's a lot of work to catch up after. So I used Saturday night with lots of Leicester games.
That's a good way to celebrate, I suppose. I want to ask you who the biggest voices in the dressing room are. From the games that you've managed and the trainings you've done, who is the players that are stepping out of line, helping the young lads, sort of getting everyone together?
Well, I think as you can see from the outside, that Stevo has a big impact in the changing room. I think that he understands like no other what the football club stands for. And obviously not just in the times when things go well, but especially in the times. And a debut is never easy, and I think we've seen that this season. And I think that he has a very good connection, especially to the younger players, to help them get over periods that might not look as nice as they did on Saturday.
We've sort of been told a lot that Jack is one of the biggest voices. Obviously, that's why he's the captain. But there must be other sort of experienced players in there as well that are stepping up and leading. If you saw Taylor Howard-Bellis sort of making sure that Cam Bragg was doing the celebrations that we mentioned on the weekend. So have you got enough leaders in there? You've got what you need to get everyone together?
Yes, I think that we have a very good group of people in general. That makes it always easy then to come into. I think that there's a good mix of young players, more experienced players, players that know the championship, and players that just getting started in this league. And I think that we have an excellent structure in the changing room.
Just on Jack as well, if I can, but the club's record with Jack Stevens in the team is better than it is without. It has been for a couple of years now. Is it a surprise to you maybe that he wasn't playing, or was it an easy decision for you to bring him straight back into the team?
Well, I think that's not for me to judge on what happened before. He knows how much I trust and respect him for what he does on the pitch and what he does off the pitch. And then going forward from that base, I think it's a very easy decision.
Just finally, if we can, how much do you enjoy watching the goals back on the weekend? So many that have played through, all three centre halves. The goalkeeper gets a touch, and then it's literally 2 or 3 passes that's in the back of the net. It's some of the best stuff we've seen.
I think I enjoy it just as much as the fans do. Always nice if you put a lot of work on the training ground, and then some of the things do come off. I think we've seen this against Sheffield Wednesday and on the Saturday, and that's what you work for in the end as a coach.